Here is a conspiracy theory to explain why American lawmakers from the establishment send tanks, jets, weapons, gear, and more than $100 billion to Ukraine. It has everything to do with deep state assets and secrets in Ukraine and nothing to do with the Ukrainian people. Rewind to 2005. The U.S. deep state has then developed in Ukraine thanks to Senators Obama and Lugar's visits to old Soviet biological and chemical facilities there. The Washington Post described the labs in the following manner in 2005. United States to aid Ukraine in countering bioweapons. In 2005, the Washington Post described the laboratories as part of a network of anti-plague stations used during the Cold War to supply highly lethal pathogens to Soviet bioweapons factories. So when Russia does anti-plague research, it's bioweapons. However, it is not bioweapons when the U.S. conducts defensive gain-of-function and directed evolution research. The Washington Post acknowledged in 2005 that anti-plague research produces highly lethal pathogens, also known as bioweapons. Their tune appeared to have been modified in 2022. Obama was the driving force behind the Nunn-Lugar Cooperative Threat Reduction Act's passage in the United States. To purportedly eliminate Ukrainian stockpiles of nuclear, chemical, and biological weapons, the U.S. seized old Soviet laboratories and installations. Obama let the deep state in with open arms, built relationships with American oligarchs to help them create biolab corporations in the lawless country of Ukraine, and developed biological weapons projects with the Ukrainian government. Businesses such as Biden's Metabiota result from deep state involvement. Then things started to go south. In February 2014, Ukraine entered a civil war under supervision by the United States, Obama. The CIA and the State Department, Clinton, assumed complete control of the Ukrainian government during the chaos of the conflict. Nuland facilitated a regime change. The color revolution in Ukraine was planned by Nuland, who revealed that she was worried about Russian forces getting their hands on the biological research in Ukraine. They sparked a civil war, chose their puppet to lead the country, and established a deep state pawn. The Bidens then started their nefarious activity after gaining total control over the Ukrainian government. Biden secured American cash for Ukrainian billionaires during his 13-plus visits to Ukraine. Then, using his authority, Biden fired the state prosecutor who discovered his kickback and money laundering scam. The fact that Ukraine is a deep state pawn, ruled by the Soros and DNC ruling families, explains why our tax funds are there. They are attempting to keep their assets and trade secrets safe in Ukraine. Because pharmaceutical firms control the media through advertising revenue, the United States and MSM went all out pro-Ukraine. Pharma corporations that profit from their vaccine plan rely on Ukrainian biolabs to produce viruses. Because the deep state has infiltrated the intel community, the FBI and DHS went full Orwell and armed big tech to ban all reporting on the biolabs in Ukraine. The deep state can't allow the public to learn about their plan to produce pathogens. The House Democrats couldn't stand for Trump to probe about and look into their deep state proxies, which is why they went wild and impeached him over a single phone call to Zelensky in Ukraine. Whatever they were hiding, such as bioweapons, Trump was aware of. Zelensky knew Putin was seeking bioweapons, so he instructed the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense to burn all official documentation related to the American biolab firms Metabiota and Battelle on the day that missiles began to fly, February 24, 2022. Because they knew Putin was looking for bioweapons, the World Health Organization recommended Ukraine destroy all of its germs at the labs that the MSM said didn't exist. The same World Health Organization that, resulting from COVID-19, established a global medical police state. The World Health Organization/NIH, Big Pharma, the MSM, Big Tech, Zelensky, the intelligence community, and deep state politicians are all working towards the same objective. As a result, all these organizations benefited from COVID-19. This explains why these organizations are extremely defensive over anything involving COVID-19, biological research, or Ukraine. It's not because they are charitable. The evidence of their crimes against humanity is just around the corner. This carries a severe penalty. In the view of the deep state, giving up tanks, jets, weapons, gear, $100 billion or more in tax dollars, or the lives of the Ukrainian people were all worthwhile sacrifices. Whatever it takes to hide their manufacture of bioweapons. War 3 has already begun. The first weapon fired was COVID-19. The World Health Organization, the NIH, Zelensky, the MSM, Big Tech, the intelligence community, and deep state politicians all work together to achieve the same objective.